Today, we will talk in detail about the connectivity of English language, where all English is needed in our day-to-day life. If you just imagine yourself placing yourself in an interview or outside the school or anywhere in front of some senior most people or educated people, English is really necessary there. Well, I would like you to imagine yourself in a situation where you're standing in front of a person and you're being asked a question, but you're unable to answer. That may be some reason, like first thing, you may not know the answer, the next, you'll be afraid to express it or panicked. First is you may not know the answer or you must be afraid to answer it. So in these situations, what you have to do, that is the only thing which you're going to learn in this chapter. Are you all ready? Yes. English for the workplace. We are not working at present, but sure, in future, you will, as soon as you're out of the school, you will be placed somewhere at work or in any concern. In those situations, what is the major thing which you need to improve your personality? According to me, I could say that English really helps you. What do you need actually to have a successful career? According to me, there are three important skills which every person needs in their life to have a successful career. That is, first, technical skill. Second, hard work. And the third most important thing is soft skill. As you all know, hard work is a very important thing in every angle of life. Without hard work, we cannot achieve that success. Even a small labor or to the highest position, highest person in the world, they are doing their work hard to reach their success. Technical skill are nothing but your marks, the certificates you gain, the scores you gain, and even the ranks. So if you're going for a job, what is the first thing they ask for? Your certificates. That is, what are the scores you get and what is your 10th mark, your 12th mark. So that is the academic part of your life, right? And hard work is, of course, it is necessary in every way. And what is the other thing which is really necessary to have a successful career? It is soft skill. While academic and technical skills might help you fetch a job, to get a job, academic skill and your technical skill will help you to fetch a job. Soft skill helps you to retain and sustain in the same job. That is, not every person will remain in the same job all through their life. Only the people who have these soft skills, that is the skill which is very important, that skill will help them to retain in the same job and to be a successful person. All right, today we're going to learn that soft skill and we're going to intake in our life so that we'll have that success. Soft skill. What is soft skill? Basically, soft skill is another way called as people skill. It actually defines an individual's ability to interact with the people. Means I'm talking to you, right? There are several ways how you talk to a person. With a friend, you talk to another one way. With a senior most person, with your father, with your relatives, there are different ways that you communicate with people. But it will not be the same when you get into a job and you talk to your boss or the people who work with you. It won't be the same thing in the concern. So there you are in badly need of a skill, that is soft skill. Why soft skills? Soft skills actually makes you an ideal person for employment. Means you might think that you are not the perfect candidate for this job, but the interviewer would have seen the soft skill inside you in some or the other way, so that he would have appointed you for that particular job. So it will actually makes you an ideal person for that particular job. and it increases the graph, career graph, and your personal growth. You got a job and you're there in that new sector where you will not know your boss or the people who are working with you. So for that situation, in that situation, this soft skill actually helps you deeper more. It helps you improve your interaction with the people at work, means how to talk to the person next to you, or how to talk to the person who knows more about this job or less about this job. So this is the skill which you can't learn it from your school or from any other means, but it's just knowledge. That is the knowledge which I would like to give you today. And it builds meaningful work relationship. It builds a meaningful work relationship. And there are 4 important common soft skills. The common soft skills are communication skill, email etiquette, telephone etiquette, and negotiation skill. You all know communication skill is a major skill which everybody needs in their life. And email, where do you hear email? In the office. Nowadays, we interact with people through phone or through message, or directly we can talk. But to the people or in the higher level, it is the proper procedure that we have to use our email. So how to write an email? These are some of the skills. And telephone etiquette. When you're answering a call, how you have to answer a call, and what is the tone you have to use when talking to your senior most person, and what are the words you have to pronounce, and where you should be quiet. These are the telephone etiquette. And negotiation skill. Negotiation skill is the skill which many forget to have it. That is saying no to certain things. How do you say no? So those are the things which we are going to learn in this chapter. Being able to communicate in English gives you an edge over other interviewees. For example, you're going to attend an interview. In the same class, 3 or 4 people from the same class with the same mark and with the same qualification, they are attending the same interview. As an interviewer, means the person who are interviewing you, in what angle he will choose you. So that person also scored high mark as you, and that person also is good as you, and the other person also. Everybody are equal. If everyone are equal, in what are the angle that the interviewer will look at and choose one person. So if you know all these things, you will be very careful attending an interview. Being able to communicate in English gives you an edge over the other interviewees. Interviewees is the person next to you, who is attending the interview with you. Okay, yes. Some other main challenges is in speaking English is fluency. You know English, you listen to English at your school, or you listen to English when somebody talks to you and you understand it. But the problem is you are unable to speak it. And even if you speak, you're afraid. And even if you're not afraid, there is a lack of fluency. Fluency is the major thing which everybody is in lack of. Even if they know English, the practice in English is lacking. That is where the fluency is lacking. So I would like to give you a detailed study about how to get that fluency in English. Usually, the techniques which we use at school are we used to read, write, and listen, and then speak. Before speaking, exams will come and you will write your exam, and that's all. The speaking part will lack there. So people will be focusing more on writing skill. This technique of speaking is lacking there. So without speaking part, how the fluency will be there? So that fluency will be identified only when you go to a college where you'll be listening to a lecturer who is talking completely in English, and you'll be sitting at the back, you will not able to understand. And even if you understand, when a lecturer is asking you a question, you will not be able to answer it. So that is where a student, a normal student, will find it difficult to talk in English. So more written exercise rather than verbal training is given in our schools. So what is the neutral order for a human learning? It should be listening, then speaking, then reading, and then writing. So listening will happen there, but speaking part is lacking. As a 12th standard student, it is your duty to equip yourself in learning English language with proper pronunciation and proper mode of fluency. All right, you might think, yes, I know English, but I'm afraid to talk and I couldn't get that fluency. So what are the problems normally we face? First thing is hesitation. You will think that it will be wrong if I talk. What other people will think about me if I talk in English? If it is wrong, people might laugh at me. So the hesitation are often with, I don't know, like that you will be thinking. So it is the hesitation that stops you in reaching that fluency part. And pausing in between means when you're talking to your friend or to your teacher, you will pause, you will stop in between, thinking that you're wrong. Even if it is wrong, you should continue talking English. That will help you learn or achieve that fluency part. And repeating the same thing twice means you will tell a sentence and you will again repeat the same thing. You have all your ideas in your mind, but you couldn't explain it in English. And changing the topic. So in that case, what you will usually do, you will be talking about one topic, finally you will end up in another topic. It will be irrelevant to the topic what you have been asked for. And the other problem is struggling to find the right word. So that's where our teachers from our LKG to our 12th standard will be reading our meanings, glossary, vocabulary. These are, you might think, why these questions come in our exams? These all like scoring 1 mark, what for this? You might think that. For a brief, detailed, meaningful sentence, we'll have only one word to explain it. So that one word will be lacking in your conversation. So struggling to find the right word. You may know exactly what you're trying to explain in Tamil, but you will not able to answer that one particular word in English. So struggling to find the right word. Sometimes you mispronounce the word. The pronunciation, you would have not heard it in the right pronunciation, or you will just read that word and you will not learn the right pronunciation, so it will lead you to a bad situation. So these things are the normal problems which every individual, even I faced in my own school. When I was learning English, I was asked to talk to my HM or to the teachers. It is very compulsory that we have to talk in English and communicate ourselves. If I have to ask a permission, if I'm going to tell her some good news, I have to convey it in English. Even when I'm at school, I will hesitate, I will pause, I will repeat the same thing again and again, and I will change the topic, what I'm trying to explain, and I have used mispronounced words even. So in my schooling, my teacher used to question me, and I'll be the first one to answer it. But all these problems I have faced. But as the teacher understands me, so she will encourage me to talk even when I'm making mistakes. So don't hesitate, or don't think it's too late for me to learn English. This is not too late. You can, even now, if you have that interest, you can learn that English easily. Communication skill your interviewer is looking for is the major thing which you have to learn it. As a 12th standard students, and you're going to enter into a job or any concern, it is really necessary that you have to learn this important point, what an interviewer is expecting of me. When I'm attending a job, what all things an interviewer is looking from me. Here are some points that I would like to help you with. Listening skill. So if an interviewer is questioning you, the first thing is you have to listen to the question carefully. Is it what or why or how or where or when? So these are the first keywords which you have been asked in all the questions you have seen in the exams. But as an interviewer, he would have questioned you, why you are here? Why you have chosen this job? So these are the questions which will make you to think, and it will stop you to answer. You know the reason, yes, I'm badly in need of this job and I need salary, I need this job and I have to work, I finished my degree, I finished my schooling. And these are things in your heart and in your mind, but that is not the answer that he's expecting of you. So what is the thing which he's expecting? So we're going to look at it. And the other thing is confidence. All right, he asked you why you are in this job, why you have come and attending this job, why you want this job. Even though your answer might be wrong, the interviewer is looking at your confidence of how confident are you in answering him the true and honest answer. That is not the answer which he's expecting of you, but you're answering something with confidence. So the confidence matters there. So, and the other thing is respect. And the interviewer will be expecting your respect. And when you're entering into his room or when you're going to sit, so the respect, each and every moment of yours will show their respect. And the friendliness, how friendly are you even at the time of interview? How true are you when you're answering your answers? And the time, brevity. Brevity is the one thing which every interviewer will be looking at. For one question, if you take 10 minutes to answer, he will not wait for that answer. Even if you tell the right answer after 10 minutes, that will not be a valid one. So the brevity, the time span, how much time you take to answer a question. So that is very important as an interviewee. And non-verbal communication. What is non-verbal communication? Communication is like when you speak, that is communication. But non-verbal, while I'm talking to you, I'm moving my hands, I'm looking at you, expressions in my face, everything are non-verbal. Means it is not mentioned in the words, but in our expression. So when you sit for an interview, an interviewer will be looking at how you sit, how erect you are sitting, and where is your eye contact, and what are the words you pronounce, and what is your tone, and how your hands move. So these are the non-verbal communication which actually an interviewer will be looking at. So look what all I've told now. These are the skills which is not scored by your marks or by your grade or anywhere. But these are the skills which is brought up naturally. Like you will be learning from a person, from your father, your mother, the respect, the confidence, the friendliness, and how smart you are to answer a question. And non-verbal communication. When you're talking, what our teachers used to tell us, fold your hands and answer me. Hands at your back while marching to the prayer. So these are the non-verbal things which you learned from your school. So as an interviewer, he will be even noticing all those each and every single moment of yours. And finally, empathy. In every situation, an interviewer will ask you an uncommon question. Means that is the question which you have not heard anywhere else, not from your subject, not related to the job what you are attending for, or nothing. He will just give you a situation. Like for example, what if you're walking in the street and you see an old woman who's trying to cross the road. So that is the normal thing, but that is nothing related to your job. Why that interviewer asking you? So he's expecting something out of you by your answer. That is empathy. Empathy means you would have heard about sympathy. Sympathy is feeling pity for someone. Empathy is the one placing yourself in that person's position and thinking about their pain, how painful it will be if I'm walking, if I'm that old and I'm waiting to cross the road. So that is empathizing for a person. So these are the important things which an interviewer will be looking at you. All right, so remember all these small points so that it will help you to attend a successful interview. If I'm given an opportunity to talk about this, I can talk for hours. But in our chapter, they are focusing mainly on two important things, like how to be frank with the person who is questioning you and how humble you should be in your answers. So these are the two important things that we are going to look at now. First thing, learning to be frank. What is frank? Being frank is like you won't be thinking that it's the right answer or wrong answer, but what you feel, you're just expressing it. That is being frank. It's your opinion that you're expressing it. We don't always have to know the answer, and you don't have to know everything. Whatever the question is asked, it is not necessary that you have to answer. We don't know the answer. Maybe we might be prepared from the beginning to face the question to which we already know the answer. For example, like first term question paper has been given to you and you have prepared for that question and you will be writing for that question and answers in your exams. We are prepared from the beginning to face a question to which we already know the answer. That's what we are doing in our exams. We know the answer because we studied that questions. But to be successful, we need to learn to face question for which we don't have the answer. Means what? Like in an interview, a questioner or an interviewer will be asking you a question which you don't know the answer, but still he's expecting your answer and you're there in a position to answer that. So in that situation, what you have to do? What are the points you have to remember in your mind? In other words, we need to be spontaneous. Means it's not like I don't know the answer, so you'll be keeping numb or you'll be quiet or you may react in your expression. So that is not the thing which an interviewer will be expecting of you. It should be spontaneous, even if it is right or wrong. It should be spontaneous from your heart. To be frank, there are certain important things which you have to have it in your mind before talking to a person. The important lesson to learn is, it is okay if you don't know the answer for everything. At schools, you will be given a question paper and you will write you are forced to answer all the questions. But still, for some question which you haven't prepared for, you have to write. That is the thing which I encourage my students. How you will write? You will use your creative thoughts, or you will try to imagine, things out of that question, or you will try to recall what happened at your class, and you have to express it in words. So in those occasions, I got this question, I don't know the answer. So some students, what they will do, they will sit and cry, or they will panic, they will fear, that's all, I'll fail this exam, I can't answer this, my marks will be low. So these are the situations which you will be facing at school. But as a mature and a candidate who is ready to approach an interview should not panic, should not be afraid of any hard question. So that is the important thing, you have to have it in your mind. When we accept we do not know, we will begin to search for answer. When we accept we don't know, we will begin to search for answer. So you know that you don't know the answer for this question. So what you will think? The interviewer asked you, what do you think, where you will be? Right. So if an interviewer is asking you a question, where you will be placed after 5 years? What do you think you will be after 5 years? Who you will be after 5 years? Means nobody knows what will happen after a month or next year. So everybody are hoping for something. But Even then, an interviewer is asking you a question, where you will be after 5 years. If I'm appointing you in this company, where you will be posted. So it is your spontaneous answer should be there, so that he will analyze your confidence and he will analyze your skill. When a hard question is being asked to you and you don't know the answer, immediately your mind will think for that and you will start searching for that answer. So that search will make you a better version of ourselves. Means it will actually make you think who you are. The interviewer will exactly understand of what character are you with these hard questions. So at that situation, the one thing which you have to remember is you should not fudge. Means you don't know the answer, but you will try to make up with some words. But you will try to fake some as if you know everything you will be answering. Or sometimes you will talk nonsense for that question. So with your answers, an interviewer will guess your ability of how talented or how skillful are you. So the second point that you have to remember is you should not fudge. Don't fudge. Fudging cannot help us from discerning the examiner. So mainly when you try to cover up with some unnecessary answer, like unnecessary fake answers, so that will degrade your performance. So remember these 2 points. Don't panic and don't fudge when you are being frank with the unknown person. The next important thing which I told you is honesty. You all know honesty is the best policy that you have learned from your school days. Everybody know honesty will actually raise them up to one level, and it will actually raise them to their higher standards, and their talent, their character, everything will be noted by that individual unique character, honesty. So in that honesty, you should not fudge. Your honesty can be proved by learning the art of graciously admitting that you don't know. I'm sorry, sir, I don't know. What is the reason? I'm sorry, sir, I don't know the answer. So how you graciously admit yourself to say that you don't know the answer? Honesty is the important thing the interviewer is looking at that point. When you admit you don't know, then you're sending a message to the interviewer that you are courageous enough to be honest. The next thing is humility. The second important point which I told you is being humble. Where we can be humble when you're attending an interview? Being able to express that you don't know the answer requires confidence and humility. Humility is a sign of more amicable employee who is emotionally intelligent and is a team player. It is important to acknowledge that it is impossible to know everything. Here are some solutions that I would like to give you to improve your fluency in English. So you can watch English TV shows, movies with some subtitles. You should read your English books and magazines. Speak slowly and clearly. Record yourself reading one article aloud every day, focusing on pronunciation, speed, and clarity emphasis. Learn certain phrases that can be used in multiple situations. You can learn certain phrases that can be used in multiple situations. Learn new words every day. Use it to your conversation. Restrict yourself to simple sentence until you gain confidence. Okay, friends, hope you understood all the points which I told you. Hope this lesson would be useful for your future career. Thank you. See you in the next class.